Oh my god, I wasn't recording my fucking voice. Wow. Okay, well I can just do that over, not really that big of a deal. Okay. Okay, now that I'm recording, let's do it over. Wasn't even that long, not a big deal. Okay, so, you know, so what I was explaining before, I've already explained this, I'm just going to explain it again. It comes to a point where, let's say this was a ranked, and your McCree's just fucking standing there, right? I'm not going to say Akira's an idiot for doing this, but he kind of is an idiot. But to be real, like, you can say, oh, that's unlucky, there's nothing we could have done, all you want. If you were aware of your team and you were aware that this dude is like literally just fucking standing there and he's about to get, like, shit's gonna happen to him, put a shield down. Because, I mean, not everything can just be unlucky. Like, a lot of things you really can prevent, and you yourself could have prevented that. I mean, obviously he should be fucking paying attention, but like, I mean, still, there's ways to just take that, you know, oh, so unlucky aspect out of that shit. Like, you can prevent that, believe it or not. So, now obviously that's pretty obvious now, but yeah.
You got wrecked, nerd. Yeah, the thing about this is we don't have a shield.
Yeah, we have no shield. Okay, wait, hold on.
Yes, you do have a shield.
Yep.
You do have a shield.
Yeah, no, they're all taking high gun.
So, yeah, you've lost someone, so you're leaving. That's what you need to be doing. Normally, this is always what you do. You probably shouldn't engage. He said you should get it. You really shouldn't. There's really no reason. He said we need to engage. There's no. Just because you're 5 down and you feel like you need to get that one pick, that's not necessarily true. Because the enemy team might still make a mistake. You don't have to capitalize and try to get a pick to make it even. That's not true. You don't always have to do that. If you have ults, you can. If you have ults, but you have no ult economy, that's like just a natural like disadvantage, and it's kind of silly to like think that you have to make it even after that. You need to just back up. There's plenty of a cart to move, and at this point, it took you a really long time to realize that they were people were like in your backline and shit. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this now. As a tank main, if you plan to play tank and only tank, you need to make your sensitivity higher, and you need to always be looking around, okay? Because not only does your movement seem sluggish, it seems like you're just like not even like aware of what's happening. Like 2 tanks just jumping your back line, and you being right here is providing no value. I think you're about to jump, but it took you way too long to do it. So just be aware of that. And they didn't call it out, but to be fair, if you were looking around, you would understand what's happening, and maybe you need to turn your sound up or some shit. Just be aware. That's super important as a tank. You're still kind of here. Now, that's not the worst bubble in the world. It kind of blocks healing for a bit, but you're lucky that the Widow made a mistake. You're lucky. You're lucky they made a complete mistake here. That should not. You should have been absolutely destroyed. Your team right here.
I'm 80 to rally. Let's see what ultimates they're probably gonna have.
They're running. Okay.
They're probably gonna have
Monkey Diva, Hanzo, Widowmaker. So they're running double sniper with dive tanks. And
now you do seem hyper focused on getting lightning on the Winston. Like, now at this point, it shouldn't even be that you're hyper focused just to lightning the Winston. Because a Winston and another Winston lightning each other is almost a meaningless interaction. It's not completely meaningless because you're building ult charge, but it's almost a meaningless interaction. So if you're going to spend your time lightning, like casting lightning on a Winston, your primary, you need to be gathering information, because you're not doing anything with that time basically except getting ult charge. And that's not the most value you can be providing right now. So it's fine to do it. Like, it's just a small amount of pressure that kind of means nothing, but it's still there. So it's just kind of weird when 2 Winstons are lightning each other. Just make sure that you're at least aware of what's happening, and you're getting information still.
That's weird.
So whoever they're diving, we need to call out. They're gonna fuck us up.
because that it also takes like no skill to like lightning a fucking Winston, which makes it easier on your brain to like it's like nothing. You're just holding mouse 1, and that gives you time to think. So you shouldn't have to focus on that. You should be able to focus on other things while you're doing it, on easy shit like that. You should be able to do it all the time, but always on. That was a really bad ult. Oh, wait, I think I missed something.
Dive and we need to call out. They're gonna fuck
Okay,
us
that's a
up.
weird bubble. That's a weird bubble.
I'm almost on
That's all I'll say.
Has bomb.
I have rally.
Okay, they're gonna start dropping ults here. Be careful.
They have trans for sure.
Yeah, 100%, man. If you want to be a tank main, I'm telling you, you just gotta get your sensitivity higher, dude. Because I feel like you're having to move your mouse way too much, man. Like, you have to have a high sensitivity. I mean, and that's just a fact. So, because you need to be able to track with Winston's lightning, because that shit does matter.
Do not wake him up. Do not wake him up.
So he was slept. You didn't wake him up. Great. There's someone behind you, I think, right now, right? Is there someone behind you?
I'm fine. Do not wake him up. Do not wake him up.
Okay, well, I don't know. There was someone like right there. I don't know who that was. I couldn't tell. But I think you should have looked like a second longer just to see what it was. Maybe you did. Maybe like the resolution is just bad and you automatically knew what it was. I don't know. But nah, it sounds like that was a Hanzo. So that's like a problem in your backline. You can't just ignore that. You cannot ignore that.
Really well. Monkey anti. Backline.
Okay, so at this point, I remember. Yeah, so at this point, you monkey ult, but you go in their backline, and it's okay to not understand how to juggle yet, but eventually you're going to have to understand how to. But even if you don't understand how to juggle, you can still understand how to make space with Winston's ult. And at this point, you're knocking people towards your team, which is the opposite of what you want to do.
Monkey is
I'm not going to say you screwed your team there, but you kind of did. You kind of screwed your team there. And the thing is, if you had monkey ult and you just stayed right next to the Brigitte, I think it's Brigitte, and you stayed right next to her and you just fucking got this Winston off of her, because he's nanoed. I mean, this is a fucking problem. Like, you can't just ignore that. You feel me? Like, but you're already in a position that you can't do anything about it, and you're already, your timer's already gone. So I think you popped it with the initial response to, okay, I'm going to get this in the back, but I don't think that's a good decision. You still need to be your front line, and most of the time, if you're going to get a Zen with that, you want to make wait till they make a mistake instead of you just like jumping on the Zen. You know what I mean? Like in the back line and just leaving your back line free. And that opened up the entire back line for their team. It's really minor shit that you don't understand about tank that like is going to fuck you. Like, the fact that you just weren't there is just enough for them to be like, okay, I'm just gonna waltz in. You feel me? Like, and then you're moving people, and then you're knocking people towards your team. At that point right there, you use your jump in the wrong way, because I think it was like an accident somehow. Somehow you like barely jumped forward, but you should have jumped up, straight up, because look how low your health is. And because of the ants, you didn't get a lot of help from the nano. It's not unlucky though. I'm not gonna focus on ultimate calling and shit like that. That's obvious. You need to do that. And if you can start doing them by yourself, then you won't have to rely on other people to do it. I don't know when I joined and left. I have no idea when that happened.
Yeah, let's remind instead.
Okay, I want to make sure this is actually recording though. Is it? Okay, it is. Cool. Okay.
You want to run Ryan Diva instead of
This is going to be a long upload. A long upload.
we need someone to contest the high ground snipers.
Okay.
The Diva would be way better here.
Now, what is that conversation going on here? My bad. Let me just make sure and tune in real quick. So, she's calling ultimates. That's fine.
We need someone to contest the high ground snipers. The Diva would be way better here.
That's absolutely true. I mean, dive isn't,
Just grab this fight and
listen, it's obviously true, and I'm pretty sure you know that too. So just echo what she says, or if anyone says like obvious shit that needs to be done, and for some reason he just doesn't understand it, y'all need to echo it because it's obvious what needs to happen. Yeah, there's high ground. It needs to be utilized. That way, you know, you can actually do shit. So you need a fucking diva. So just echo it, and maybe it'll get them to change. But if it's that big of a problem, then y'all need to talk about it.
Widow on the left side, really low.
So at this point, I would not chase her. So you chase her way too far, dude. Way too far. At that point, the thing is about Widow, one jump and her using her grapple to get away is plenty of pressure. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of times, I would say like 70% of the time, maybe 80% of the time as Winston, you really are not trying to kill the Widow. I mean, you're really not even going to be able to kill the Widow unless he makes a mistake too. Your only thing that every time you want to like jump the Widow is usually to pressure jump her. And her using abilities to get away is enough for you to get back to your team and focus on the fight. And then y'all can kind of rotate to an area that's more favorable to you. But for the meantime, for about however long, I forgot how long her cooldown is, to be honest, but however long her cooldown is for a grapple is how much time you have to get shit done now. You have plenty of time to fucking do shit. So it's all about pressure jumps. Pressure jump, pressure jump, pressure jump. You always want to maximize your time at the front of your team as much as possible. So that's how you're going to get shit done. You don't want to be a lone wolf. That's not what Winston is.
Ready.
Obviously, you can do a lot of shit and you can fuck shit up, but you never want to be a lone wolf. It's most of the time. I guess there's exceptions, but I mean, this is pretty standard, you know, shit, Zari got to grab, shit's going off.
Monkey.
Okay. Lucio, can you boost them back to spawn? Or boost Chocolate
You know,
back to spawn?
I mean, maybe you might have a small table or something. I'm not sure, but it just does. I don't see a lot of movement coming from your hand. Like, it just doesn't, or a mouse. It just doesn't look like
We just need
you're able to look around that fast. So I'm just trying to figure out why that's happening. But if you plan to play tank, man, it's not a problem to change your sensitivity. I adjusted pretty fast. I was like super bad sensitivity, and then I just switched it up. So at this point, my bad. I'm gonna focus on this. Okay, dude. So like, pretty standard. I mean, like, shit's going down. The Widow's behind you, though, right? Where's the Widow? I think she is. So you need to be looking around and seeing where the Widow is, because that's a huge threat right now. Because if she gets behind you, that's your whole backline exposed. So you need to be looking around and seeing where she is at the same time. It seems like you're just confused, kind of. You don't know what you're doing. See, you heard that? Did you hear that? That soundbite? I think she's right there. Yeah, she is. So at this point, what you should do is you should just jump at her, make her go away, and then go back to your team. If you can get her to use her ability to just walk away, that's all you need, and then you can go back to the fight. Because I mean, your whole entire team is just getting wrecked right now by the Widow, probably, like most likely.
This might not be it.
I mean, you're focusing on a Winston. You're peeling for your Anna. But at the same time, she could sleep him. And you kind of have to trust that she can do that, because at the moment, that Widow looking at your entire team and just fucking them up is probably way bigger of a threat than the Winston trying to solo your Anna. And believe it or not, if the alone Winston is trying to solo your Anna, there's always like a 50% chance that he's going to get slept. So like, it's just like playing your cards right, and you'll get it eventually. But like, if there's no Winston in protecting their backline, then you can do the same. You see what I'm saying? Like, maybe you could like jump towards the Widow, and instead of having to like wait for your cooldown to do anything, you could jump towards the Widow. She goes away, then instantly press Q, then jump to their backline. So there'd be like no delay. That might be wasting maybe not. It's the way you want to look at it. But in that type of situation, you have two threats, and one is way bigger than the other.
How did you survive that one? We didn't get that.
and this was a waste. It's just how it is.
Anyways,
This monkey's harassing me.
okay, gotcha.
I'm in trouble.
But like I said, even when you were like hitting the Winston, there was no like exchange of information because that's a brain dead, activity. There's no like there's nothing hard about it. You know what I mean? Like when you're like shooting a Winston with lightning, you have there's like no skill to it. So there's like you don't even have to focus on it. You should be thinking about other things. Like is this actually the right decision to be like focusing a Winston? You know what I mean? Like. Monkey's such a low skill character that you have all these royalties of thinking while you're fucking going ham. You know what I mean? Like even maybe not when you're going like monkey mode. Like it's kind of hard to like you have to focus on that shit. But like there's so much royalty to just like actually think while you're playing with monkey because it's so easy to shoot your lightning. But that's what makes him so great.
Yeah.
Should I switch the tracer or?
And you switch to Ryan.
Whatever you do,
Okay,
do
that's
not
pretty
go
good for.
Reaper. I know it looks
This
like
part of the map.
But Widow will fuck you up.
Yeah.
At this point, you should never be pushing up
Don't push
this far. Yeah,
Stay back.
never.
Yeah, come back to this corner. Come back to this corner.
Because you can just like peek that corner right there and get the same like line of sight. There's no reason to like go all the way up there. You can like sit right there.
I wouldn't.
That'd be great. Okay, wait, watch for Winston. Winston high ground. Okay, bomb right now.
Winston's looking at me. I don't like it. He's being a pervert.
By the way, I don't know if you warmed up before this. I'm not trying to make any assumption. I'm just saying like I always have to warm up. So make sure you warm up before every game.
I'm outside.
And if you know you're worse before warming up, you need to have a fucking sub to play for you while you're warming up because it's important. Like you need to.
I'm going to spawn.
Okay, I just got shot again. But like, we literally just need to focus our Widow harder. Because
We need to
Widow's
call our
getting
Widow
way
positions. We can play angles. It's just.
I got.
I'm gonna go sleep Widow.
Actually, I'm gonna sync up my video real quick because I haven't done that. So I'm starting at 7:46. So 3, 2, 1. I mean, that's pretty standard shit. You're just swinging your hammer, that shit that comes in front of you.
See? Chocolate, as soon as you see that Widow, I want you to be on that Widow all the time. If you're not on that Widow, I want you to be on that Zen. If you're not on either, then come back for healing.
Now, your team is high ground. Should you be up there with them?
Behind Orion if you need healing. Just, I want you on that Zen and Widow. I want you
Just
to
questions.
annoy the shit out of them.
Just question what you're doing and why you're doing it.
No more snipers?
They're running a weird goats.
They're running weird guns.
You know, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that's what you should be.
Now
That's
go.
what you should be doing. That's the one true way. You need to figure these things out yourself as well.
Once you use Blade, go Reaper.
Now, does he have Shattered? Now, your team's not with you. That's also a problem. But he's just going off in the back line because he's a DPS god. So
Nice.
there's nothing to review right now.
Nice, guys. Nice.
That was an absolutely unnecessary Shatter. Completely unnecessary.
If you're guys gonna go Reaper,
You wasted
you
it
should
basically.
stay on break for the counter.
Yeah, purely, just and also I can like.
So you just have to
get so
think
much-
about what you're
so
doing.
much healing.
Don't just go into autopilot mode. You have to think.
Okay, this is a direct order, right? Make that Zen's life a living hell if you can.
Okay. Should've-
Make it so he can't even protect his team. Ryan slept him out.
Okay, try sleeping him. Don't wake him up. Turn it up.
I like your movement of your body. It's making it hard for the Zarya to hit you. But at that point, that's a really good block. That's a really good block actually. You shouldn't have got that low. There's a lot of points where you could have shield hopped and like stayed at about like maybe 250, and then had that extra health to like sustain around this place right here. You probably could have left this area with about 250 health, still been able to block the shatter, and maybe have lived. But you let it get too low. You need to master shield hopping a little bit better. Because the thing is, passive heals like Lucio and shit, when there's a Brigitte swinging through your shield, which is what she'll be fucking doing, there's no way you can heal through that if you only have a Lucio focusing you. So you always want to have that extra pool of health if there's a Brigitte around, because they will fuck you. Now, I'm not saying you can't ever get low, but it's just situational.
Okay, we got doled really hard. But that's okay.
Well, I mean,
That's okay.
It's goats.
Okay, we're on overtime. Don't even fight it. We got it overtime. It's fine.
it's not
Don't. Okay, that's so dumb. Don't. Do you want to? Don't even fight it. Just give up. No.
Yes, it is.
it is?
Yes, it is. Oh, unlucky. That would have been.
And you could have won. You actually could have fucking won because you had Shatter. No. Listen, you actually could have fucking won. I'm not even kidding. It's not even a debate, dude. Look at this. I think you.
Yes, it is.
I think make sure you're taking the right lines. You see the angle you took to get to the point? You kind of like did a circle away from the point. You want to make sure your line to recontest is as tight as possible, and you're making the shortest line possible, because if you do that, then I feel like you could have touched, and you're 160 health, and it probably wouldn't fucking mattered. But who knows? If you took your line a little bit tighter, you got a fat ass Shatter. Maybe you would have got a fucking like a heal from the Baguette on your team, and you could have like sustained. Who fucking knows, dude? Just make sure your lines are a little tighter.
That would have been.
Okay.
That's what speedrunners do and shit
What
to get to the place fastest.
For attack, do you guys want to just go traditional dive?
Sure.
Traditional dive with a Widow.
Every single hero in that film. Yeah, the Genji or Tracer.
I'm gonna go ahead and save this actually.
Widow works if Reaper does not. If you want to run a machine gun, go. With
Okay, I'm stopping at 10:30. I'm gonna stop again to 31. Sorry. Okay, so I'm starting at 10:31. 3, 2, 1.
Mercy Zen, got it.
Actually, I'm gonna use this in-game timer, so it's 3,
We need to wait.
2,
We need to wait for our tracer
1.
to get
There you go.
engaging the fight. Our tracer's not there. It's gonna be disgusting. Wait until our tracer chocolate.
Yeah, so she's right. I see even on my teams that I've been on, like,
We need
dude,
to wait.
there's
we need to
the
wait for our
engages
tracer
are just
to
not
get
tight enough, dude. Like, or the engages just are not
Tracer's not there. It's
timed right, dude. Like,
disgusting. Wait until our tracer chocolate. Tell us when you
I've said so many times, just wait for our tracer to be in position, and people just engage early. Like, it always fucking happens, dude. So just, if that's the call, even if you don't agree with it, doesn't matter. If that's the call, and they say like, okay, wait for the tracer to be in position. And if the tracer actually gets in position, he needs to say, okay, I'm in position. So if that happens, then you go. That's because that's the call. Hopefully that happens. We shall see. But that's how you set up dives. You have to get people in certain positions to be able to execute on the space that you're making, because you're going to be in the engager usually.
Like, you don't need to kill them. Remember that. I told you that earlier, right? You don't need to kill them. You just need to.
Well, not usually the
When you do,
engager, but
say
you're
that
always
on
going to be
somebody
like,
and we'll push 'em.
you're going to be there first, at least to be seen first, to be a distraction at least.
Save jumping abilities until our tracer gets
Because
into
if
the
their
backline.
tracer's in their backline, they're gonna have to look at the tracer. But if we have a Widowmaker shooting at them, they're gonna have to dodge the tracer and the Widow at once.
Okay, that's like crazy. Like, that's a bunch of like scenarios that would maybe happen, maybe not,
We're just piling.
and no one knows how to actually capitalize on that.
Because if their tracer's in their backline, they're gonna have to look at the tracer. But if we have a Widowmaker shooting at them, they're gonna have to.
So
dodge
they're
the
doing like an
tracer
early
and the Widow at
engage.
once.
You just weren't ready for it. I would say just group up a little bit better. Maybe you wouldn't have been like one of your whoever got killed wouldn't have been singled out.
Tanks, jump on that Hanzo right now. Ready?
Diva. Listen.
We're really low right now. We're really
It's
low.
the cause of the Hanzo.
Monkey's one.
I mean, he was free. Yeah.
Okay, push payload.
That's what I'm saying. You just need to get your tracking a little bit better, because
Tanks, jump on that Hanzo right
it truly does matter.
Ready?
It's tracking with Winston truly does matter, because that one last bit of lightning you might have missed it, and they might run away with 1 health. So I would start practicing. I would first of all I would raise your sensitivity maybe. Or maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong about the sensitivity. Maybe like you have a small desk or some shit, or like, but something's going on with your tracking that just like, you have to improve it, dude. You have to understand where people are around you, so that way you can instantly snap to them no matter where they are. So I would say try practicing Tracer and heroes that have the track better. That way, when you go back to Winston, you'll be able to track. And by the way, if you're playing different games, and you fuck up your sensitivity like the way you are used to your sensitivity because you play different games and they both have different sensitivities, look up same aim, different game, and you can match your sensitivities between games.
See their supports on the top left, high ground? Go there. There's Zenyatta and Ana on the left side high ground. We need to focus that. Give me
I'm glad you didn't go into spawn and heal yourself. You allowed your Mercy to get charge off of your missing health.
See their supports on the top left, high ground?
Yeah.
Go there. There's Zenyatta and Honor on the left side high ground. You need to focus that. Give me all charge. Don't walk into spawn, please.
So you see that immediately you should jump immediately, like literally immediately. You would right when she peaked, immediately you fucking jump on her because she's not free to kill, but she's free to pressure. That's the thing. You pressure her so she's not fucking with your team. She could have easily killed someone behind you right there, very easily. They were out in the open. You could hear them behind you, so it could have very easily happened. So just be ready for that. Not always should you immediately, pressure like that. Maybe if there's like a fucking diva like on her ass, make sure nothing happens to her, you shouldn't. But that was kind of free to pressure, not to kill.
Yeah, Widow dead.
I would not waste jump right there. Yeah, there you go. Good target selection. Nice. At this point, you should jump up there with your Genji.
Battlemaster Vod.
100, like instantly. Like you need to be going a little bit faster, reacting a little bit faster. See, you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know where the Zen is around you. You need to practice your tracking or just get better somehow. Because you may not think that, okay, Winston you don't have to track with Winston because, it's a fucking gun that hits shit in a like wide area, but you still do need to track.
He's behind point, up top.
Zen?
They're gonna have track.
Good one.
Did you see that? Okay, so did you see that Tracer? Okay, now she's not in sight yet. So she's literally not even a threat yet necessarily because she has no sight lines. Maybe she is for the Zen sitting on the cart though. But the problem with this is, even though there's like a Widow right there, the Winston doesn't care about you. He's hyper focused on. He doesn't even know what the fuck's going on, dude. He's like, I'm gonna get this fucking Zen, dude. I'm gonna get him. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on, dude. He's nanoed. And remember what I said before? In Lightning, a Winston is basically almost a meaningless interaction, and you shouldn't be doing it most of the time. Sometimes you should because you might as well to get charged if nothing's happening. This is the worst target you could have selected. The worst. There's no way you can directly peel for this Zen unless you body block him or get in front of him. Get in front of this Winston because there no way in God's green earth is you lightning him gonna change target from the Zen that he's hyper focused on. That will never happen. So and there's also a Tracer right here. So I don't know if Ana, I don't know if fuck Ana is actually. I think she's on the thing or whatever the fuck. The thing, yeah. But if you keep, dude, this is so bad. This is so bad, dude. But yeah, it's a completely meaningless interaction to be doing that right there. He kind of did it to you, but he also killed someone before that happened. So just be aware of that, man.
We need to contest that.
That was kind of useless unless you kill someone, but even then, okay. That should not have happened. That should not have happened at all. And even if you did that, I'm not even sure if your team can capitalize on it because you haven't even like grouped up yet, and you have a diva demacked. I'm almost certain you can't even capitalize on it. A lot of times,
Yeah, you got two. It's good enough, right?
a lot of times,
Try to get mech.
when you get crazy amounts of kills by yourself on the fucking point, let's say 2 CP, you get like 5 kills by yourself and then you fucking die. And there's like one person behind you, the enemy team's just gonna trickle, dude. Like, even if you get 5 fucking kills, it literally means zilch. It means nada. It means fucking nothing, dude. Because you're not gonna get a tick because there's still that one last person on the fucking point. And yeah, just be aware that sometimes it's either better just to die or get the fuck out early and understand how this fight is gonna turn out. Like pretty early on, like you can see, okay, we're already fucking losing. Let's just get out, and you just make a call. And if you're too far forward, you just fucking run your face into their gun and you kill yourself, because that's super useful instead of just wasting time. Because you're already at a minute 17. Maybe if you didn't do that, you would have saved an extra 20 seconds.
Like a Lucio instead of a Zenyatta.
I'm really surprised they let the diva live. She was like right here. I don't know why they didn't kill her.
Yeah, we have trans. Just wait.
Because we're all squishies right now. Do you want to
The
run
reason why I want you on Lucio is because they both have. They have dive
like a
tanks.
Lucio instead of a Zenyatta?
Yeah, I think that'd be better.
I want you on that Widow. Got her, Lamau.
Wait, hold on. No, we have trans.
Yeah, we have trans. Just wait.
Again, horrible target focus. There's a squishy right
The reason
next to
why I
him,
want you on
bro.
Lucio is because
There's a
they both
squishy
have-
right next to
They
him.
have dive tanks.
If you're gonna attack anyone, attack the Ana, but I'll obviously be careful with the sleep because that shit still exists. But even if you get slept, the monkey's probably dumb enough to fucking hit you with his lightning. This is the word. It's almost a meaningless interaction, dude. You can't focus your lightning on him unless your entire team is around you focusing him and you've called the target. There's the Winston hasn't even been called. There's no way you're gonna kill through that. Okay, now you're switching targets. That's okay. But you're focusing the high health targets. It's not I'm not saying it's bad as Winston to focus high health targets, but because maybe you're just distracting them. But I don't know, man. On a 1, she calls it, so you go in,
We force trans.
and then you jump out. I think you had a bubble there. You would have been good if you just stayed there. Nice punch.
Send half.
See, I'm gonna tell you honestly, you're providing little value here as a tank man. Very little value. And I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I want you to get better, to be honest. Because you seem like a cool person. But like, to be honest, you're providing extremely little value right here. And your team's kind of carrying you. And that's the truth. Right now, though, you have had some good plays in the a little bit farther back. You have had some good plays. But right now, as of right now, your team is kind of carrying you.
Diva on me.
Now that's a fine target because like she's so low health and like
They have 0 ults. They didn't manage to. They still haven't used Dragon. They probably have trans again, and they probably have monkey ult.
Diva on me. Kill Diva. Nice, guys.
I'll check if they have transcend.
Okay, they have 0 ults. They didn't manage to.
Okay.
Yeah, they usually.
They still haven't used Dragon.
now you're okay. So I feel like you're just not focused. Like okay, so you see like your people up here. I think you're about to do it now, but you should immediately like have a plan. You should be like, okay, so I see these people going up. I'm gonna go up with them instead of like taking a moment to look back at the cart and think and all these other things. I mean, we're not think, but do nothing and then do it. You need if you see them going up, go with them. And then be like, okay, we're going up. Keep one person on cart. But I think you're about to do it now. But you should have been doing. But it's kind of like,
I wasn't
you know,
watching Lamau, I was trying to live.
I don't know. It's weird. So this is fine. Now this is the type. Now the thing is, that's the type of time that you would focus the high health targets. Because you want to peel for the people that are behind you because they are directly behind you. Unlike all the other fights that were really scattered and there was no reason to peel for anyone. So like the interaction between the high health heroes and you lightning them was actually kind of meaningless. But now it isn't because you're pressure jumping and you're taking focus away from your team that is trying to do something.
You guys should dive together instead of.
Now the Winston just fell. See, that's kind of huge. He just fell down, right? I don't know if he jumped up. Did he jump back up? He did. Okay, I thought he was out of jump. Now that's huge. That's really good. That's really good.
Ready? Wait.
So you see. So did you see that tracer?
Dive together instead of,
Now where you are right now, you can't do anything about it. But you should call
There's a Zen on high
right
ground
when you
right
see
now.
that
Go,
widow
go, go,
tracer.
go,
Be
go,
like,
go,
there's a
go,
widow
go,
in the
go,
back
go.
corner. You should call it because that's a huge problem. That literally she has sight lines over the entire area of the point, which is a kill percentage of like 70% if you just walk out there, right? I mean, if you just walk out there without a tank, it's like 100% you're just gonna die, right? So just kill percentage is a thing. So you have to call it out to lower the kill percentage. So because your team is now aware.
And jump on that window. Ready with me? Ready with me? Ready with
So you're conducting instead of like focusing in the high. Okay, so what the fuck? Don't tell me, you fuck. Oh my god.
And jump on that widow. Ready with me? Ready with me? Ready with me? Jump on that widow.
You absolute fuck. You conducted the dive too, and like I wasn't even
You
looking.
wanna run Ryan Diva?
and jump on that window. Ready with
Monkey's on me.
Okay, so you saw the diva, okay, but right now you are listening to your team, and they're saying we're conducting a dive, and instead of focusing that high health target like you have before, when it was really like scattered and weird, now you have focus. Now you know what you're doing.
me? Ready with me? Jump on that
And sometimes all that is just being like, okay, this is what we do, and sometimes you have to do it. This is great target focus. You missed like a tiny second of your lightning that might have killed the Genji if you didn't. This is what I'm saying. He got away with 1 health,
Jump on that widow.
so that does matter.
Go.
Now, okay, so you didn't know the diva wasn't with you. You thought the diva was with you, but she wasn't, and she should have called that. But also, sometimes you have to look behind you, and that's where high sensitivity comes in, because you can always be looking around and still be doing
Okay, Dan, I got
damage.
you.
So yeah. But yeah, that was really bad. The diva. She should have said something, or he should have said something. Sorry.
DPS, I'm right here if you need help.
Y'all should could have been looking around.
Okay, he's wasted alt now.
He's just trying to disrupt.
Hey, back up. Lost fight.
DPS, I'm right here if you need help. Never mind.
We'll come back with cooldowns. Just give it a second. Wait for stimulus. There's a Genji up top. You want to jump him right now?
So you have no problem with listening. You have no problem with listening at all. You listen to call outs and you follow them. So you're good there. You have no problem with listening.
We'll come back with cooldowns. Just give it a second. Wait for stimulus. There's a Genji up top.
That's
You
it.
wanna
That
jump
was
him
a.
right now?
So that was a good time. I think that was a good timed bubble. Like it was like a split second before she shot you. That was pretty well timed.
Fuck, I'm low.
But the mercy was not healing you.
Force him off high ground.
Unlucky.
That's a crazy fucking res. That's a crazy res.
Do you guys want to go? Sorry.
Should I bomb?
My mom's.
No, not yet.
No.
Jesus. I'm trying to
Yeah,
scream.
no, back up. Don't be.
Tanks
Missed
on the
that.
right side.
Sorry.
Okay.
And is
Back
there
up. We have one more
Zenyatta,
fight. We have one more fight.
Widowmaker, or right top high ground?
Mom, Tom. Do you guys want to go? Sorry. My mom's
Probably crashing like I usually fucking do.
Mom, Jesus. I'm trying to scream.
Someone top you jump.
By the way, tell me when
Tanks
this
wanna
was,
go
because I
right
don't even
side
know
to
when
me.
this was.
And since there's Zenyatta and Widowmaker are right.
So this is meaningless. Meaningless. Your team's doing shit. You're not.
Wait.
Kill that Zen. Kill
Wait.
that
Give
Zen.
me
See,
one second.
your team's doing shit. You're not. And now you get it. Now you get it. Now I have to do something. Now it clicks in your head.
Whatever you
You should have been doing it before though.
I can touch.
can't I hear. Kill that Zen. Kill that Zen.
Here, I'm gonna force out.
Now that's pretty smart. So do you see what he's doing? He's stalling for his team by using Q and then jumping in the air. And I do that all the time. I think it's very useful actually.
I'm trying not to. But Monkey might force it.
And she's absolutely right. This is the type of aggression you fucking need when a main tank gets missing like that. So just remember like that.
We got
We're
him.
good. We staggered him.
Yeah, we're staggered him so hard.
As soon as we get this, go
Genji,
push.
Genji, Genji, Genji.
Push.
I'm gonna go back and help us push. Never mind.
Now that's a little too far because he's antsied, but he's good. I'm glad you didn't go in there. You okay? Well, you did go in,
This is literally free.
Free.
but you have a shield, so it's not too bad. Okay, that's pretty good. It's hard to say if that was the right decision or not, but it worked out. I think they could have punished you pretty easily there.
Okay.
but you have a pretty good idea of how to of when to be aggressive and when not. You have a pretty good idea. It's not bad at all.
Keep staggering them if you can.
Now that was really good. I'm not even sure if he called that, but you understood anyway. I think you read it out anyway. Yep.
I can't res you.
She probably could.
Keep staggering them if
Yeah, she
you can.
could.
Yeah, literally, like we don't even have to kill them all
Fuck up that Genji for me.
at once. We literally just have to kill them.
Now you need to get out instantly.
This is unwinnable. They're using their abilities on us. They just use bombs.
I can't res you.
It's fine, it's fine. You need to-
If you lose any more than 2 that close to their spawn, almost always, almost always, it's an instant back. Almost always.
This is
Unless
unwinnable, they're using
they're
their
down.
abilities on us. They just use bomb.
Close bomb.
Lamau.
And
Back.
Now, okay, so so there is like some crazy shit. Like that's actually next level Overwatch when she does say fake push. It's not completely ridiculous.
Let's do it.
There's like that's actually what Titans do. If you want to watch what Bumper does,
only 15 seconds.
he goes super Bumper on the Titans. What he'll do is he'll go super aggressive, and the fact that he is super aggressive is like a big carrot and a stick. And they're like, yo, and he's like, yo, fucking do something to me, bro. Offensive trans, throw something at me. And then his entire team just like throws all their abilities into Bumper to keep him alive. Like Janna will literally fucking body block for that motherfucker, dude. They don't give a fuck, dude. Like they do everything to keep him alive, and then they don't have any fucking ults to use. Like, but the only way you can do that is if you know what the fuck you're doing and you know how to survive when the entire team is fucking hitting you. So that's not completely out of it. Just go watch go watch any fucking Titans game, and you'll see these giant baits that Bumper goes for that goes right into the fucking team's noses in the middle of the game. They just don't understand what to do. He's just like this giant carrot in the stick, and too good to pass up, and they fuck themselves over for it.
Okay, use ults as
Because this meta is all about ultimates anyway. So if you waste yours, you're fucked. Good jump.
Okay,
You didn't even know you were going to get the sound barrier, so good jump. Good reaction. You know which target to get. There you go. Now, I will say, we were hitting the tank right here. Now, this isn't meaningless. This is actually, you're hitting the high alt target, which this was not a meaningless interaction because he's kind of the only one that you can punish right now. But then you see the Ana, and then you decide to do it. But obviously, there's always reaction times that you can practice. You can always react a little bit faster, move your mouse a little bit faster.
Shield. Shield one.
That's obvious. I mean, that's just gonna happen over time anyway. You're gonna get better.
On a low. Dead.
Need heals.
Arlucius down. Unlucky, I shattered.
So which target are you focusing?
Tracer Brian.
Zen or Genji?
Winnable.
Winnable.
Legit, winnable. Kill Baby Diva.
Yeah, you're focusing the Hammond.
What was that, dude?
Not the right target.
Okay, they just use that insurance. Okay, wait.
But you might have low FPS too. Maybe you do.
It's alright, I might be able to-
Maybe it's hard to track because you have low FPS.
It's alright. Just res him, not me.
We got it.
I'm not gonna make it now.
Okay. Just don't see nothing.
Focus on it.
I know that all too well. Low FPS is a problem. A terrible problem.
We just need an ult.
We got it.
Need one ult, dude.
Here I goes a fuck off.
Focus on it.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Fuck, how? How did that hit me?
We just need an ult.
This is winnable.
We just need an ult,
I
dude.
believe. This is winnable.
Need one ult, dude.
Frag. Do not step up.
I mean,
Oh, we got an ult.
You nearly just did. Oh my god, frag. I believe.
I mean, he is right.
How did that hit me?
Always make sure and look around before you jump in the air, because at this point, if you jumped in the air, it would have went over and you would have lost
frag. Do not step up.
if there was no one around. So always check
Oh
around
my God,
before that
frag.
happens,
I believe.
or before you do that.
Holy shit.
Now, which target are you focusing? Gonna focus? You can't focus the Hammond. Okay, good target switch. You have your Q. That's good. Unfortunately, they had mines, and you stepped in them.
Get there. Just
Leave it blank's going off, dude. He's-
Focus.
she got booped out of the res, unfortunately.
I can ball.
Zen, kill Zen.
Anna's one.
This is the launch.
Sorry.
I killed both supports.
I killed the both.
I'm on pale. I'm on. No, I'm gonna die.
Wait, are people actually mad? Okay, dude. Okay, I think I heard a XQC. I think I heard some. Okay, so I mean, this is for you. I don't know if you ever get mad at this, but think about the people that scrim like 10 hours a day, dude. I mean, they scrim all the fucking time. Do you think that they lose some? Of course they do, unless you're fucking Titans. But if you scrim all fucking day, and you're bound to lose a couple at least, and maybe you lose all of them. Who fucking knows? If you get mad, you will hate the fucking game. And if you hate the game, you have no passion. And if you have no passion, you soft throw. So always, the smile comes before the happiness. So just make sure you're not getting mad, and you need to control your anger, because that is one of the things that will fuck you over with Overwatch. No doubt. So
Fucking G.
Think I'll do something for like 10 minutes. I'll be like right back.
I think it was like a quiet rage, though. I don't think anyone actually got super mad.
I gotta eat, boys. And girl, but
Fucking
10
G.
minutes. To go do something for like 10 minutes. I'll be like right back.
What I realized is we should,
I gotta eat, boys.
even during moments like that, everyone just
And
shuts
girl,
down and
but-
goes really quiet. And
I'll be right
just
back.
starts shooting things. We need to learn how to do more calls during these times.
What I realized is we should, even during moments like that, everyone just shuts down and goes really quiet and just starts shooting things. We need to learn how to do more calls during those times.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and switch. I don't know why I was fucking watching that. That was weird. That was weird. I was just like not paying attention. My bad. I'm just gonna do this map, and that's it. I don't really want to do the last one because this is distinctly different. This is some Ryan gameplay, and the last one is more monkey gameplay.
Like we stay on high ground until they get a point, and then we speed boosting on top. Got it?
Don't speak.
Okay, so you have a plan. You're all following it. That's good.
My Discord, there's support.
We're just,
No listening problems.
as soon as we see them on
Stay on
point,
high ground with me for a bit.
as soon as they get on point, to try to contest us. Like we stay on high ground until they get on point, and then we speed boost in on top of them. Got it?
Alright.
Uh,
That's the plan.
their
My
support
Discord,
is
their
at
support,
the
we jump on their support.
Now, okay,
Stay on
so
high
wait,
ground
are you
for-
goats? So what value do you
Oh, they
get
want
from
autograph too?
being up here?
That's awkward.
I don't think you get any value at all.
Yeah.
So think about that.
Support is at
Goats is supposed to focus singular targets most of the time. So unless they come to you, which is unlikely to happen because the point is over here, this is pointless. And the Zen, I doubt, is gonna fucking one clip people. It's leave it blank. There's no way she's gonna hit that. So just be aware that this is useless right here.
Okay, boost now.
And it's actually I mean, you didn't have to boost from here. You could have boosted from anywhere, really. And by the time you reach them, the boost will be gone, which is the whole point of the boost. You're supposed to boost close to them so you can immediately reach the back line, then pull out. I mean, well, sometimes you don't do that. Sometimes you just go straight for the Rhine and single him out. Sometimes you don't go to the back line, but it's useful to be able to pick your target when you're that close because boost is so strong. And doing it from here, by the time you get there, it will be gone. So, and you don't have a heal. So, yeah. As well as look at your shield, dude. Look how much of value you provide, and then your shield. You have so you provide no value, and then your shield is already halfway gone.
Boost now. I'm anti-ed, I can't really do anything. Tracer right side, Tracer right side.
Okay, I'm glad you understand that Tracer is not a viable target.
Go, go, go.
She is a viable target for a fire strike, but only if you're good at hitting them.
I'm anti-ed, I can't
You
really
need
do
to be able to make
Tracer
sure that you are
inside,
able to
Tracer
hit all your fire strikes. And if Tracer is a viable target for you and you know you're going to be able to hit the Tracer, throw the fire strike, because a lot of Tracers will kind of just stand in front of goats at like half health because they think that you can't hurt them. But if you pull off a crazy ass fire strike, they're not going to fucking expect this sometimes, and then they'll just fucking die.
Onto top left side.
I mean, that's just reaction time thing. Just, it's more like as soon as you realize what that sound is and what those animations are, you'll start turning to that. You just gotta block it.
Onto top left side.
Tracer Zen.
I mean, luckily they're fucking terrible at this comp, so they don't even know what the fuck they're doing actually. If you're gonna run a comp with this, like Hammond and fucking, you need a Pharah. Because look at all this like free space you can shoot through all these fucking like sides and shit.
We got Tracer, Zen on our right side.
Chocolate.
You can't contest her because you're goats.
Let's kill him.
So
Kill him.
if you were to run the, okay, now you see how they're jumping off. You need to start looking into that because you don't want to get caught out a lot of times. Sometimes you really just want to fucking jump off, and that's the
Chocolate.
best idea
I
for
saw
you to
that.
regroup.
That's glorious.
Onzo's using Kill 'em out. Best ult of the actual century. Okay. Let's see how they switched
By the way, I don't know if you know how to play Hammond, but I would start practicing him because he's about to be really good.
Onzo's using Kill 'em out.
I believe. Maybe I'm wrong.
Best ult
I
of
believe.
the actual century.
Same thing, guys. Dive the Zenyatta.
Okay. Let's see how they switched off
Kill the bring us
Ana.
Actually, need to make sure that
Switch to Briggs
okay,
and
I'm just recording this.
Somberger. Same thing, guys. Dive the Zenyatta.
That's cool. That's fine.
Kill the Brig. Kill the Briggs.
You've already taken way too much damage. You already took way too much unnecessary damage, dude. Especially when you're swinging into air and you're not actually hitting anything.
I'm gonna hide.
If you're gonna take that risk and just swing into them like that, dude, just fucking run into them, dude, because you're gonna be better off running into them and getting your fucking earth shatter super fast when you do a whole team swing, than just like standing in front of them and kind of hitting the air, kind of not. Because then you just took the damage from the Zenyatta and he just chipped you down. That was literally the only person like really fucking you up was the Zenyatta, and you're just standing in front of him. So I feel like you're not aware of what Zenyatta's capability is towards you, because you think you can stand in front of him and nothing's gonna happen, and that's just not true. He will absolutely fucking one clip you. He is a dangerous character. As well as Zarya when she's not even high charge right now, dude. Like mainly the Zenyatta just absolutely fucked you. So. See, y'all should have combined the grab and bomb, but y'all didn't.
Summer dead.
I grab.
Okay, so normally you would have absolutely gotten fucking destroyed. You lose your main tank, you're fucked. Well, especially because you lost the main tank, you lost your main tank, and then they stabilized, but then they still lost somehow. So normally teams would be like, okay, we're all good, we're all at full health, all cooldowns. The main tank's still gone. Okay, let's go. They're just gonna clean you up. You're fucked because no one can shield from Zenyatta, and he's like the main damage. I think you're focused way too much. You see how you're like, I already can tell what you're thinking just by you walking up, dude. Like, I'm gonna get it. You're like rubbing your greedy hands. I'm gonna get this fast shatter, dude. I can see it, dude. But you're so hyper focused in getting the shatter that you're not even real. You're literally looking down here at your shatter, like, is it still there? Is it still there? You're not even looking at your team, at the team that's like hitting you, dude. I'm just joking with you, by the way. I don't really give a fuck, but like, just be aware, dude. Like, you're looking for the shatter, but you still have to put your shield up. Like, don't be so hyper focused on your ult that you can't even shield. That's the thing. Overwatch, you have to be able to juggle so many different things if you want to be good. And if you're only focused on, dude, the possibility of the shatter is gonna be huge. I paused it before you died, before you got the shatter up, because I know you fucking died. Oh, you didn't. What? Okay, they should have punished that super fucking hard. They really should have punished. But look, dude, any normal team would have absolutely fucking demolished you there, dude.
Kill this break, kill this break. Help her Ryan, help her Ryan, help her Ryan. Sorry, is discorded?
By the way, I know what to do, but I'm still garbage, fucking Ryan, dude. Like, I'm still garbage. Like, I make the same mistakes as well. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I still fucking make them. So it'll take a while until you can put these things into practice. So don't even get down on yourself. I'm still fucking garbage as well. But if you want to know what to do, even if you don't know, can't apply it yet, just go watch Al, dude. Just literally just fucking watch Al. And you'll just watch them do their shit, and it'll like, you'll subconsciously just start understanding it, to be honest.
I'm sorry, Ryan, I can't do much more than this. All I can do is press shift, that's it. We have graph, we have bomb. Use it. They will have EMP. They haven't used it yet. Yeah, I'm gonna hide them.
I'm sorry, Ryan. I can't do much more than this.
See, now he has shatter, right? He has shatter,
All I
right?
can do is press shift, and that's it.
So why you're on the side?
We have graph, we have bomb. Use it.
I mean, I'm saying like over here too, because you could have been over here or over here. It's the same
Yeah, I'm gonna hide
thing.
him.
Like, why are you on the side when you know he has shatter?
I'm gonna grab.
Make sure you're holding your shield up. Okay, you're. Or maybe I'm fucking retarded. Maybe I already used it. He really should have used it there.
There's one. I'm so angry. I didn't have. Unlucky if you didn't.
EMP?
What? Yeah.
Ryan's one. I'm so angry. I didn't have. Unlucky. We didn't. Come on the right side with me. Come on the right side with me. Okay.
She called that too late, and by the time that she called go right, like, well, the thing is, if they say go right, you should be like, it's hard to explain this, but you should pivot slower than your team. Okay, and if I can explain this correctly, so if they say like go right, you need to still be holding your shield because your entire backline is exposed when you're that close, and then you automatically like switch to the right. Right when you hopped over that fence, your backline was back here, bro, and they were exposed. Because they're farther out than you, you need to pivot slower because they have a longer like radius to stay like safe from your shield. You feel me? If you just like move really fast over here, they're all fucking exposed. And then you're like, well, why didn't you come over here faster? Like, no, dude, you have to pivot slower because they're farther away from you because you're at the front of your team. That's how like diameters and radiuses work, bro. Like, I don't know, but I know that you have to make sure you're doing that right. But to be fair, that's a ridiculous call. When you're already committed to this area, you shouldn't have switched. But if for some reason this happens in ranked, just be aware that people are still behind you.
Too strong. Like, make them loop around.
You see how you're providing no value here? This is absolutely no value at all. Your back line has moved from this area to over here. So you have to move in front of them because you are still providing no value. To be fair, you've already lost this fight, but you're still providing absolutely no value right now at all.
I don't like this because they're way too strong for us to fight up front.
That's not true. You've already won 3 fights. You shouldn't be scared. You've already won 3 fights, and you lost the last one because y'all just weren't counting ultimates. But I mean, to be fair, they did have a fucking EMP, so there's really nothing you can do because press Q, win, forehead. But the trade-off for Sombra Goats is that their sustained is much worse than yours. And just overall, regular Goats is just better than Sombra Goats because they still have to farm EMP until they have like a standing chance against an actual Goats team, especially if you're breaking the hacks very often. So you can easily win them in a front fight. You actually have the advantage, especially against a Sombra Goats team when they don't have their ultimate up. Yeah.
Number is really fucking annoying. Yeah. Okay.
But the reason you're getting picked off in the back line is because Goats is like a singular unit, and you're not moving as a singular unit. You're moving in like a line. Like you're leaving spawn in a line. You're going to any area in a line. You need to be in a circle, man. Because then you can pivot around your team faster because you're like the main tank. And and you can like turn faster. So like, say this is the area and you need to go over here, you can like, oh, just go over here really fast. If you're in a line, you have to like, here's your shield, dude, and you have to like wait for your entire team to go like this line for it to like switch this way. Instead, if you're just a ball, you go like really fast this way. I don't think if you understand any of that. If I had like a pin or something I could draw with, I would be able to draw it, but I don't.
But they are too upfront powerful for us to fight.
But yeah, in short, why the fuck is he Winston? You okay? Hey, dude, what the fuck? It's goats. Don't switch to Winston. Say it to his face. Be like, fuck you. Switch back. Don't say fuck you, but if you have to, that's dumb as fuck.
But now we have a monkey, so it's not that bad. Try jumping on their Zenyatta and we'll push in. Sandwich them. I have Zenalt for their Zarya. Let's go right side.
I feel like you're scared. I feel like you're really scared for some reason. That's not bad. That's not necessarily bad. See, yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing, because last fight, you all of a sudden were like all the way over here, and then you're like, okay, switch to right. And then, like, you're automatically disadvantaged because your entire team is split anyway, because you're in a line. Like I said before, you're not in a circular unit as a whole. So, like, when you go right, you're completely split because not everyone's in the same sync. They're not in the same sync. So, like, and because last fight was, like, your best chance to win this map because they were all low in ultimates, right? And now they have EMP in this fight, so there's, like, no way you can fucking win.
I'm backing up.
Hey, yo, I'm so sorry. I had to eat dinner.
Because press Q, win forehead, and you have to punish them when they don't have EMP. You have to. You're wasting your boost, and
I need help right side. I need help.
your team is wasting their boost. You need that boost for when you get to the point. So you can't see it. So the Zen is like, leave it blank is completely isolated. She needs to die or leave or get out. She probably just needed to die, to be honest, and you could regroup. He pretty sure he has shatter, right? I think you're about to get shattered.
Push this.
We need to get him. We need to get him.
This is the yikes, dude. You gotta trust your team, man. If you need to be the one to touch the point and you're gonna die, so be it. Because this was a large yikes, dude. This was a very large yikes. You're a tank. You're not a fucking civilian fucking child that's scared of his mommy. You don't go hide over here, dude. And there's this left.
Unlucky.
Mommy. I'm fucking with you, dude. But anyway,
I'm getting off Zen.
but yeah, dude, just don't be so scared, dude. You're strong. You're fucking Ryan, dude. Fuck them up. You feel me? Like, that's what Titans does, and they fucking win every match, dude. They haven't lost a match yet. They're just fucking insane. So just do what they do. Just watch Al. They're fucking crazy. They're aggressive as fuck.
I really want to.
Big Daddy Ryan. That's what he is. Sanctum is not the map to run May. It is not the map to run May. Village is the map to run May on this map.
We have to be careful here. We need to be mobile.
Oh, that's a troll pick. My bad. I didn't know.
They could so easily just.
This is very weird. Never seen this come before, to be honest.
Yeah, we need healers. This is not enough. I'm sorry. Wait for it.
What do you have, Zen and Lucio, I think? You don't seem too bad at Hammond, actually. That was pretty good.
Are they?
No, they're going around.
Yeah, you're actually pretty fucking good at Hammond, in my opinion. I think that was a pretty good engage. Right now, though, I feel like you could be doing a little bit more, because as soon as this shit is on cooldown, that is your opening to make the most damage out of your gun possible, because they're stationary in the sky when you do it, and you just look up and you get all your damage into them. That's so, I mean, you've been doing it, so I'm not trying to be nitpicky, but yeah, always immediately after it's fucking on cooldown, you want to use that shit in brawly fights. Now, sometimes you want to save it and wait for your tracer to get in position and then use it. But it just depends on the situation. In this type of situation where you're cleaning up, you don't want to keep that shit on cooldown ever. You don't even want to keep it a second on cooldown. You want to instantly use it. You want to be in the sky while it's at like 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Like you want to be like swinging in the sky at when it hits 2. So I'm ready to use it. Because it doesn't seem you're tracking as too well. So I would rely on that to get all your damage done. But you seem pretty fucking good at Hammond. Like so far, I think you're better at Hammond.
Monkey was the pick for this.
She's right. Monkey is the pick for this map.
DBS can stay up there, just chill for a bit. Hammond, do you want to go try going left side and fucking them up? Okay. Yeah, we're good.
So there is a great combination with Tracer and Hammond that goes very well together. God, my God. The Gungzu Charge does it a lot. They have plans on each map that consist of like one push, usually, because they don't do it twice because it's very easily exploitable. But it usually is okay for one push in each map. And what they do when they run Tracer Hammond is they will coordinate, or I mean, they have this set up before the game even starts, obviously. Like they practice this in scrims and such. But what they do, it's very possible to like do it in mid-game though. What they do is they get the Tracer to be in position, and they have a set. Oh my God! Wait, what? Okay, so they have a set place for the Hammond to hit the ground, and in that set place, Tracer will already be there. And while they're in the air, you both are shooting the target out of the air. And you know Tracer will pretty much one clip people, but combined with you, it's going to be at like a half clip, like maybe like a 0.3 seconds, dude. You're literally going to delete people with Tracer and Hammond. But the only way you're going to delete people is if you coordinate your pile drive with the Tracer, and the Tracer knows where to be before the pile drive happens. It's a super lethal combo, and I would I would try to practice it because it's very fucking lethal. Gungzu Charge were very successful against the Titans whenever they did it. Every push, I think that they tried that, the Tracer and Hammond against the Titans, they fucking were able to do that at least once. So, and that's pretty much a fight win because it was usually the Brigette. So, yeah. A very fucking lethal combo. So you see, so if the Tracer was like right here, and she fucking is, which is great. I don't know if this is a Kira on Tracer, but this is fucking great placement. You see how the fucking Zen is in the air and the Tracer's right here? That's like a one clip in his back, like super easy, no problem. That's the fucking power of Tracer and Hammond. So I would, I'm glad he was just there, but just remind him, a Tracer, that's what happens. I think he's gonna die because this is such an easy kill. It's not. He's not. Okay, no, he did. Yeah, it's very fucking lethal, bro. It's super good.
I fucked up. It was worth it. I fucked up. Sorry, slow.
But yeah, literally what just fucking happened is exactly what the Gungzu Charge do all the fucking time.
Killer.
It's one of their, it's their fucking key setup that they always fucking do. Until they start losing. And they lose eventually because it's very exploitable, unfortunately.
Wait until they get on point, swing as high as you can, Battlemaster, and ult on point, alright? Let's pretend to give them space because we don't have many ults here. Pretend to back up. I'm getting pink spike, so if I walk off, don't believe me. Okay. Back up, let them get on point. Back up, let them get on point. Use ult now. Now.
I'm just fucking with you, dude. Listen, I mean, obviously you fucked up, dude. That's fine. Okay, so basically, oh fuck my nose. I fucked my nose up, dude. So yeah, just don't do that.
I'm getting pink spike, so if I walk off.
Make sure you're at the top, the peak of your height, or the peak of your swing before you use Q, because, or I mean not the peak of the swing, but make sure when you use Q you have enough time, because the combo is you Q in the air and then you pile drive. I think you know what it is. I think you just fucked it up, but obviously the combo is you Q in the air, then you pile drive. So by the time that they hit the ground, after the pile drive, the mines will be active and then they just fall into them. So that's really what you're supposed to do, and you're not supposed to jump at the map, but it's okay. Because I know it was an accident.
Back up.
So right there, that would have been a perfect time to do it, right there. But you decided to wait.
Use alt now. Now.
I think you should have just used it right then instead of waiting for it to tell you what to do. That was a perfect time to do it because they were confined in the small choke, and that was like the best place to do it until they moved out. Now they're moved out and they can easily avoid it.
Nice.
It's okay. It's okay. We can deal with it.
Sorry, we're chilling.
It's okay. It's okay. We got it.
Great chase.
It's okay.
I honestly think you're a good Hammond. I think you just fucked up there. Like, I think you're a better Hammond than a lot of characters so far that I've seen.
No, he ulted too.
Funny.
Oh yeah, you can stall pretty well.
You
can probably stall.
Just kill.
Dude, Sombra's such a shitty character, dude. I feel that, man. I hate Sombra.
Don't use ult. I have Winston ult. Let's just give it to him for a bit.
Oh, you won this. That's good.
Kill this Ryan. He's over aggressive. Break.
Good one. Winnable. No! Monkey!
Actually, genuinely winnable.
Sometimes it just be like that.
Sombra one.
Okay, so now do you see like it was already off cooldown? You don't need to be doing that. You need it like literally right when it's available. You need to be spamming that shit, dude. Because like I can already see you need to work on your tracking. So in the meantime, while you're working on your tracking, you need easy shots, which is going to be the ones that are the people are just fucking stationary in the air, and that's going to be your main damage. So, yeah.
Sombra one. Dead. Lucio one. No, unlucky.
This one, yo.
Don't use ult yet. Break. Focus. Break.
That was a good boop.
Lucio, I got it.
You should have power drive right there.
Rain.
Oh, okay. That was almost funny. Sombra one.
Leave it blank is on Winston. Okay, dude.
We ult this one stairwell. There she goes. As soon as we won that, me and Battlemaster were like, alt stairway. Do you want?
Just
I'm
win
gonna do
Snow, dude.
pretty well.
I'll leave Snow's here, to be honest.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm eating fried chicken right now.
Nice.
I know.
Hold on, what time is it where you are?
Yo, what?
About 6. No, not 6. Right now it's 8 for everyone, right?
It's 6 o'clock for me.
It's 9 for everyone, so it's 8 for me.
Bro, I'm fucking tired as fuck.
No, yes.
Oh!
I probably should have run Zarya here, but I really like
What is that wall? What?
I probably should have run Zarya here, but
Dude. What the fuck are you doing, man? That's a bad wall, dude.
I really like They're running a Sombra again, so this is actually really good.
Again, you underestimate the damage they can do to you again. You completely underestimate it because, dude, you just underestimate it, man. It's a lot of fucking damage that they can do to you, dude. I'd be really careful. They could have easily just fucking, listen, if they were fucking good, I promise you, I promise you, I'm not busting your balls here, dude. If they were good, they would have fucking just charged into you and killed you. The Ryan would have just charged you into the fucking wall and killed you. I'm not even kidding, dude. Because he had bubble. This literally would have been the perfect time to do it. Any good Ryan would have just charged you and fucking killed you. I would have done it. Because look how fucking low you are, dude. Like, there's no amount of fucking insta-heal that can heal you enough. Because Zarya is chipping you down anyway. You're taking way too much damage, dude, and you're getting way too low for no reason. I mean, not even talking about like the charge you're giving them for no reason, dude. Like, you have a lot of shield, man. Use it. It's there for a reason, dude.
They're running a Sombra again.
I'm telling you, dude, I would have just fucking charged you and killed you instantly. I wouldn't even give a fuck. I would have just charged you. And even if you countercharged, I was so close, there's no way you could have avoided it. So even if you countercharged, they would have chipped you down anyway and killed you. So any good team would have killed you, dude. Any good team.
Actually really good.
But you're lucky because they're bad. So.
Prison break?
Again, but you still, and the thing is, because you got that low, you feel the need to back up and not do anything. But that's the thing. If you weren't that low, you'd still be at the front of your team. But even if you are that low, you fucking kidding me? Even if you are that low, you should still be at the front of your team. You shouldn't be hiding, ever. Never as a main tank. Ever, 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 ever. Because that creates an opportunity for them to fuck you up. Ever.
Pushing me, they're pushing me. Kill him. They push me.
If you're gonna fucking die, you die in their fucking eyes, and you die like trying to kill them. Don't ever just go fucking hide like that. That's a terrible idea.
Really hard. Focus on the Sombra.
No, that's a okay damage. I mean, you were focused on the Ryan. I probably would have fucking allowed that. I probably would have let that fucking Sombra hit me too. Like, I wouldn't even fucking notice. But to be honest, you could have just shield hopped and been fine. You could have shield hopped and got closer to the Ryan while blocking her damage, like kind of halfway.
I don't know.
You gotta get a shield hopping, fam.
I'll just like kill the Sombra.
Look it up. There's a bunch of YouTube videos where you can look up shield hopping.
Fuck you, I just smacked the Sombra with a fucking icicle.
These guys are running 2 main tanks. Brig.
Yeah, we don't give a shit. We give no shit.
Bang.
The reason why I'm running Winston is because there's Sombra.
I'm dead, but that's looking.
Good fire. I mean, your fire strike game is pretty good. You're pretty much always hitting it. You never miss them. So I think you've only missed like a couple. Okay, you missed that one. That's okay though.
Oh, you're fucked.
A lot of actually, it's kind of preferential. Like a lot of Ryans just immediately use their fire strike and don't wait for like really good ones. It's preferential because in the end, if you're just always spamming E, you'll usually only get about like maybe 2 or 3 extra before the fight starts out, and that's not necessarily always worth it. It just depends. So I would try to get as many as possible with one fire strike instead of just spamming them. That's my choice. Some other people disagree. It just depends. I wouldn't say that's the one true way. See, and again, I even if you aren't tracking ultimates, maybe you would have like possibly accidentally blocked it. But again, you feel the need to not use your shield at all, and you think that you don't need it, and you really do, bro. Like even if he didn't shatter you, you would have been dead 100%. Look how low you get, dude. Listen, I promise you probably would have fucking died. Because the way you're playing right now... Oh, wait, actually, I take that back. I did not see the Winston going in their back line. That's actually pretty pro. That's kind of crazy that she was just there like that. So, you wouldn't have died. But maybe if you had your shield up more, you would have blocked it. Even if you weren't tracking it. But you should always be tracking Ryan, dude. Always. Even if you aren't tracking the rest of the team. Dude, my voice is killing me. Even if you aren't tracking the rest of the team, just track Ryan. That's all you gotta do.
Ryan Laura.
Oh, fuck. I'm hacked.
Ryan one.
But no, just
I fucked up.
I saw that.
We don't talk about that. I don't play Winston.
I don't think it was a bad plan, to be honest. I don't think her going behind the enemy team was a bad plan at all. It created a weird ass dive, but unfortunately he shattered. So
I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
I think it's more detrimental that you weren't blocking it, and yeah, it's just honesty with you. So They might hurt a little
My
bit.
jumps with the team. When I jump in on their supports, we push in on them. It's called the
Adios.
sandwich. It's called the sandwich. We got the sandwich tactic, right?
Really gang bang.
The pincer tactic is the correct term. It's a pincer.
Whichever you prefer.
Okay. You guys push the left side, I'll go push right side.
Ah.
But I mean, Winston and Ryan isn't completely unfounded in logic. I mean, like Muma has done it before. There's a lot of teams that have done it. It's a weird combination. Team USA is the main ones that are the only ones that actually did it. It was really weird, but it worked sometimes. So yeah. But the only way you actually play it is the way that she played it. You meted a choke. It's made for places with chokes and shit. So like, you meted a choke, and the Winston just jumps in behind them and sandwiches them, and that's actually how you're supposed to play that comp. Apparently, from what Team USA did. So, if that ever happens, I doubt the Winston's gonna actually just be that smart to do that. So I would just avoid that comp altogether, unless you know what you're doing. And unless there's like small chokes like this, because there are small chokes in this map, but you can only do it in small chokes like that. I'm telling you. Nah, you're hiding, bro. Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding, fam? Your Winston's in there. You got to peel for him, dude. You're hiding, bro. Why are you hiding? Don't be scared.
Push, please.
And then you switch. Dude. Bro, she needs peel, bro. She went in. She needs fucking peel. You're a tank. You're not sneaky. You're a tank. You got all eyes on you, bro. You put your hands up and say, "What the fuck are you gonna do now?" You're not sneaky.
Push, please.
You can be sneaky, but this is not the time to be sneaky.
Push, please.
That's not bad shatter. But I think it could have been a way better shatter if you just like went up to him. If you have to, take like an extra like millisecond. Take like an extra like 100 millis. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Take an extra second just to like back up and line your charges out if they're frozen. Because you have the time. There's no rush. They're frozen.
Zen. Thank you.
There's also a trick with your swings. I don't know if you know it yet, but if you angle them slightly, they reach farther.
I'm really low health. Zen.
Okay. Now I'm going to let you know right now. This is about the exact angle you want them at. Okay? If they're really far and they're at the end of your reach, if you kind of like press W and A at the same time, so you're moving diagonally towards her, but you aim over here, and it's kind of like she's kind of like in the middle of the screen between your crosshair and the edge of your screen, your swings will reach farther because this is the arc of your swing. The farthest arc of your swing is on the, apparently for some reason, on the side like this. For some reason they haven't fixed it. I don't think they should either. I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, actually, like this is like the perfect area to look if you want to get that extra range, like kind of in to the side of her. And I think actually from this range you would hit her. I'm pretty sure if you were looking right here. If you still don't understand what I'm talking about, look up videos and they'll explain it.
Thank you.
I love
The sandwich, dude. The sandwich. It works every time.
I love how Blank was just like, push please.
Please and thank you. I'm Canadian.
That was very warranted, dude. She was by herself.
You have to say please.
You can't leave her by herself. It's your second tank.
They're going main again.
I still don't play Winston.
I
Oh,
can
I
try
landed though.
Ooh, that
She's
was
not
so
bad
good.
either.
I saw that.
Okay, they're gonna push it. I'm gonna jump on their support.
Now I feel like when you threw that fire strike, you could have hit like at least 4 of them because you threw it right here, but they were like all here. So aim for quantity, not for small targets. Most of the time, if you know that, like, I guess it depends. It depends if you have flankers. If it's goats v goats, you aim for quantity. If it's dive v goats, you aim for quality. I guess you would call that. You can like aim for the Zen, and then the fucking tracer can go behind and just like half clip them and just finish them off. Just depends on the comp. But if you're running goats v goats, aim for quantity because you probably could have got like 95 if you hit all them.
Real quick.
This is a really bad charge. It's a really, really, really bad charge. This is what Brigette's for. Okay? Brigitte doesn't let you get close to their team. And you have to recognize that threat and understand it. Because the Brigette's looking you straight in the face. Oh, what's up, Ryan? Oh, you want to charge into me? Okay, that's fine. We got a Zenyatta here. He's charging his orbs. They're going to fuck you every time. If the Brigitte was dead, it might have been warranted. But even then, they have a Zarya to give bubbles. And you're going to be pinned against the wall with no bubbles. And the Zen is going to be knocking into you, bro. So, even Muma said this. Muma said this. Don't press shift. I mean, he literally said that. Don't even charge it. It fucking sucks. He literally said that. It's very situational. A lot of times, the only charges you're going to be getting are very short charges, and sometimes the charges you use are a lot of times distractions for the enemy team to turn around. I've seen Bumper throw charge in and XQC as well. They charge in and then they immediately 180 shatter. It's kind of gimmicky, but it does work. But just charging straight into the enemy team, goats v goats, will never work most of the time. Sometimes it will. It just depends. A lot of times what I do is I save my shatter to get my charge to get out as an escape tool. Or I shield hop backwards. Usually shield hopping is better. If the Zen is dead, then you can charge back and it's a lot faster and they have no way to punish you. So yeah. But that's gonna happen every time and you're immediately dead. But you got soldiers to save the day, thankfully.
Like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, same.
Nice play, Chuck Leonard.
Stagger the fuck out of this Reinhardt. I know, I'm not even calling out ults, it's just because Sandwich is too strong, you know?
Sandwich is too strong. Okay, wait, hold on, guys. What else?
They have EP. They have EP. They have Zenol. They have Grab. They're gonna use it all. I wanna fuck up their Lucio. I really wanna fuck up their Lucio.
Good target selection.
Okay.
Good shatter. You could have swung your hammer sooner and hit him faster. That's just me nitpicking. Just saying.
Okay.
I think you just got the Sombra like in. Wait, do y'all have a Sombra? I think you just got the Sombra like in your face. I think you did. She just like unvizzed like right in front of you.
Sandwich, it worked.
Okay, nice. I really don't want to do this anymore because my throat hurts, but I hope that is sufficient because I tried really hard. This is my first one I've ever done. So if you enjoyed it, just let me know. But yeah, dude, I think I like your Hammond. I think your Hammond has a lot of potential, but I think, and you're good in a lot of areas like listening. I think you're great at listening. You understand what's happening, what they're saying. That's one of the things that I'm bad at. I just want to go the fuck in, and I just like tunnel vision really hard. I don't hear what my teammates are saying. You're really good at that. But if you can learn how to listen and go the fuck off, that'd be great. I think your Ryan needs the most work. I think your Winston, actually, I think your Ryan and Winston just need a lot of fucking work, dude. A lot of fucking work to be even relatively good. But I think your Hammond's really good so far. You got the combination down. Just take what I've told you and just put it into practice, and you should see a lot of improvement. And if you need to, here actually, at the end, here, I know what I'll do. Okay, so anyway, there you go.